special meeting to order. Remind you to turn your cell phones to silent or vibrate. Let's all stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance first. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Chris, would you go ahead and take the roll, please?
Councilmember Stevens?
Here.
Councilmember Strebe? Councilmember Berg?
Here.
Councilmember Dalby? Councilmember Rowe?
Here.
Mayor Lazio?
Here. I will need a motion for the approval of today's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Holly. Take.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Councilmember Berg?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Is there anyone in the audience that wants to address this item on the agenda today? Seeing none, we'll move right ahead to item number 1 then.
Resolution number 62, 2019, approving the Iowa's Transportation Alternatives Program application for the multi-use trail and authorizing the mayor to sign the application. Recommendation: pass and adopt resolution number 62, 2019.
Is there a motion?
Move the recommendation as presented, Your Honor. Second.
Thank you, Skip. Good afternoon, Larry. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. This TAP application is for funding a multi-use trail safe route to school on Milner Street from Mary Street north to Richmond Avenue. This corridor has been identified as a connector route in the Ottumwa Bicycle Pedestrian Plan to help connect the school system and southern residential areas to the greater Ottumwa Park system. The proposal includes the installation of an 8-foot wide by 4,150 foot long multi-use PCC trail. The trail would be designed to the current standards, meeting all ADA requirements. Federal grants funds are available annually to the Area 15 Regional Planning Affiliation members for use on roadway improvement projects. This project is an 80-20 federal grant with a 20% local match. The local match will come from Wapello County Trails. The project construction is estimated at $377,169. Again, the local match of 20% will be provided by the Wapello County Trails Group. So the funding would be $301,735 on TAP funds, and the match is $75,434 Wapello County Trails. This was a joint effort to prepare this application, and I would also have Kim Helge is here in the audience and have her come up and say a few comments on the trail project, if you have it.
Good afternoon, Kim.
Good afternoon.
Nice to
Mayor.
have you here. You have the floor.
Thank you. On behalf of the Wapello County Trails, I would just like to thank Larry Seals and the city of Ottumwa for not only identifying this opportunity, but approaching us and asking if we would be willing to be a partner in this project. We did work with Area 15 Regional Planning a few years ago as we developed actually the city and Wapello County Trails and Area 15 Regional Planning worked together to develop the Ottumwa Bicycle and Pedestrian Plan, which looked at creating corridors and connectors in our community that would funnel back down to the trail system. And the Milner project was one of those corridors that was identified. And so because it links to a project that the city is planning to do next year as far as street improvement, it seemed like a good time to ask for this piece as well so that we could do those projects simultaneously.
Okay. Council, are there any questions for either Kim or for Larry? Okay. Thank you both. We'll take the roll.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Councilmember Berg?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Resolution number 63, 2019, approving the Surface Transportation Program application for fiscal year 2019 and authorizing the mayor to sign the application. Recommendation: pass and adopt resolution number 63, 2019.
Is there a motion?
Move the recommendation as presented.
Second.
Thank you. Okay, Larry, you're up.
This second grant application is for our Surface Transportation Program, which is known as the STBG or /SWAP program for fiscal year 19. The application is for funding a full-width, full-depth PCC reconstruction on Mary Street from Ferry Street to Shaw Avenue. Turn lanes would be evaluated at the intersection of Traxler Drive and Ferry Street. The project includes storm and sanitary improvement repairs as needed. Ottumwa Water Works will evaluate their existing water distribution system and make a determination of what section will be included in the project and fund these improvements as required. Federal grant funds are available annually through Area 15 Regional Planning Association or affiliation members for use on roadway improvement projects. SWAP funding is up to 100% of your program allocated amount. Our first estimate, which would include a third lane that goes past starting at Mary or slightly east of Mary up past Traxler, is included in the estimate. Our project estimate at this time is $2,197 and $2,197,128. Funding for the STIP funding available to us is $2,055,354. The funding balance would come from either road use or lost sales, and we are programming it for a construction in 2023.
Okay, are there any questions for Larry? Well, let's take the roll or take the vote, and then we may have a presentation, or can we?
If this loads in time, I had a couple aerials of both of the projects I wanted to cover just to kind of show you not only on the Milner Street project, but Mary, just give a good aerial visual of the condition. One of the things about Mary that's more detailed than the staff summary is in the application itself. Originally, that was put in the 70s. We've come through and done a couple different patch jobs. The concrete itself is at its end of its useful life. You really can't patch it anymore. The last time we did, we had problems finding solid concrete to pin into. It's not really suitable when it starts to fail to that condition to do an overlay and try to extend the life anymore. So we're at a point that we're just going to keep doing our surface patches as panels settle with either cold mix, hot mix, something to get us to the new construction period.
Okay, so motion is to approve this project, and you've got the information in your packet. You ready to vote? Take the roll.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Councilmember Berg?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay. I'm disappointed our computer is not cooperating. As you can see, it's doing some type of a internal update, so I'm afraid we're not going to be able to see your presentation, Larry. I would suggest you bring it to the meeting next week, and maybe that's a regular meeting that we could just start the meeting and include that if the council would be so inclined to let you have a few minutes at the very beginning.
Yeah, we could do that, and then we'll hit the high points. There's a lot more high points in the actual application that we could just maybe cover with what our intent is.
I think
on
that
both
would help
projects.
not only the council, but also the general public to understand that project.
Okay.
So, good. Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that wants to address the council on any item? Seeing none, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
moved. Second.
Councilmember Stevens?
Yes.
Councilmember Berg?
Yes.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Thank you for being available on short notice for a regular special meeting. Have a good day.